Good morning students. I am SK Theory and today I am going to teach you class 9 mathematics. Students, before I start to the chapter, I want to discuss that how are you and you follow all the instructions which is issued by MHA and HRD. Students, stay in your homes and continue the online teaching through my YouTube channel URI Online Classes. Today I am going to teach you class 9 mathematics of chapter Quadrilaterals. Students, in NCERT it has given the 9 number chapter, so 9th chapter Quadrilaterals we should have to study, but you take precautions that in the session 2020 and 21 it has been reduced, and in this session only we should have to study about the parallelograms, that is property of the parallelograms, and the midpoint theorem. Related with this one, I want to discuss about the TLO, target learning outcomes. First is the properties of the quadrilaterals, properties of parallelograms, and midpoint theorem. One by one we will study. Students, in any four sides, like you can see, these are the figures. Suppose it is ABCD, PQRS, DEFG. These all are the quadrilaterals. That is, quadrilaterals are those plane figures which is bounded by 4 line segments, and in this quadrilaterals we should have to study one by one that what properties they assist. First, in any quadrilaterals, sum of angles of all the interior angles in a quadrilateral it should be 360. So you can take in quadrilaterals like this one. This is A, B, C and D. We should have to prove that sum of angles in a quadrilateral is 360. To prove, angle A, angle B, angle C plus angle D, that will be 360. For this one, you do one constructions, join AC. Proof, in triangle ABC you can write the angle 1, 2, 3 and 4 for the convenience, because already angle B and D can be taken. So in triangle ABC I can write angle 2 plus angle B plus angle 4, that will be 180. This is equation number 1. Now you think in triangle ACD. In ACD I can write angle A1 plus angle D plus angle 3 is equal to also 180. This is equation number 2. Adding equation 1 and 2, we get that is angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle B plus angle 3 plus angle 4 and plus angle D, that will be 180 plus 180. So angle 1 and 2, that will be angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D, that will be 360. So very easily we can prove that sum of all angles in a quadrilateral is 360. Students, I think it is very easy and we can prove the same deductions, and other question also can be proved by this method. One by one we will study about the properties of parallelogram and property of other quadrilaterals. Meanwhile, only parallelograms will continue in this session, that is in 2020 and 21, because parallelogram and its properties and midpoint theorem, these are the only 2 points which are very essential and it has given in the syllabus. So students, first of all you think about the parallelogram. This is a parallelogram, and in parallelogram we can say that in this opposite sides will be equal and parallel, opposite angles will be also equal, and diagonals bisect it into 2 congruent triangles. These are the properties of parallelograms, and its diagonal also bisect each other. So one by one we should have to study. Let us start. First, you think the properties of parallelogram, and its first properties is diagonal of parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. So you think this figure this is A, B, C and D. What you can do, first of all, its given is ABCD is a parallelogram in which BD is diagonal. To prove triangle ABD congruent to triangle BCD. Proof. First is in triangle ABD and triangle BCD. What I can write in these two triangles, that is ABD and BCD, we can write in ABD angle A and angle C equal. Opposite sides are equal in a parallelogram. Next, you can also see that these are parallels, that's why these two angles will be also equal. Angle ADC, ADB and DBC, or we can write CBD, both is correct. These are the alternate angles, and BD is equal to BD. So triangle ABD congruent to triangle BCD, and by the property of ASA, two angles and one sides. So another property also you can utilize, that is SAS you can also utilize, and I want to say that you can also prove it by the SSS, because opposite sides are equal and one diagonal is common in both of triangles. So you can prove either by the ASA, SAS or SSS. These three clues can be utilized to prove that triangles are congruent to each other. Yes, students, in another parts we can also continue this one. That is, if you want to prove that if the diagonals join and the two sides may be equal, that is this side or this side, you can see the another figure. PQRS. Suppose you have to prove that in parallelogram opposite sides are equal. What you can write? Opposite sides, suppose this side I want to prove, any two opposite sides may be equal to each other, either this one or this one. You can prove that is PQ is equal to SR and PS is equal to QR. These are the two facts. So what you will do for this one? You can write, given that diagonals, first of all PQRS is a parallelogram, this is the given, and another to prove that PQ is equal to SR. So for the proof you can take in triangle PQS and triangle PQR. In these two triangles, either any two sides you can take very easily. You can prove by ASA, because this angle is equal to this angle. This is already equal. On such conditions, and SQ common in both, so these two triangles PQS congruent to triangle SQR ASA. On such conditions, I can say that PQ is equal to SR, and we can also prove that PS is equal to RQ by CPCT, congruent parts of congruence triangle. So by this one you can prove very easily these two parts. Next, you should have to think about the midpoint theorem. So for the midpoint theorem, you think that what is midpoint theorem? First question is that midpoint theorem is in any triangle. You can take any triangle, and in this triangle you can say that this is triangle. In any triangle A, B and C, if the midpoints of two sides join, then it is half of the third sides and parallel of the third sides. This is the theorem. This is D, E and F. So you think first midpoint theorem, the line segment join the midpoints of two sides is parallel and half of third side. For this one, you write given ABC is a triangle in which D and E are midpoints of sides AB and AC. To prove, DE parallel to BC and DE is equal to half BC. Construct, that is, you have to take the some construction part. In construction, you can draw a line FC parallel to AB and extend DE, which intersect at E. Proof: in triangle ADE and triangle EFC, you can see this is the vertically opposite angle and that angle is equal to this angle. These are the alternate interior angles. So also you can prove that AE, this side, is equal to this side. So these are the facts. So I can write the angle DAE is equal to angle ECF, another one angle DEA is equal to angle CEF, and AE is equal to EC. This is, that is, E is the midpoint of AC, so these parts will be equal. So triangle AED congruent to triangle ECF, and by simplicity what we can prove, that is DE is equal to EF. These are the simplicity congruent parts of the congruence triangles, and we can also prove that these lines, that is FC and AB, are parallel to each other by the constructions. So we can write AD and DB are equal, and DE will be equal to EF. In another parts also you can prove that these two triangles AD is equal to BD, but you can think AD is equal to CF. So BD is equal to CF. This may be the equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2 I can write the BD is equal to CF, and you can also see BD parallel to CF. By concluding these two facts, we can write that hence DBCF is a parallelogram. If it is parallelograms, on such conditions this DF will be equal to BC. So DF is equal to BC divided by 2 in both sides, so that is half DF is equal to half BC. So I can write half DF, that will be the DE, and is equal to half BC. And another thing, it has been already proved that if this DE is parallel to BC, because DEF is a parallelogram, on such conditions DEE parallel to BC, hence we can write first DF. So this E point lies on this line segment, so DE will be parallel to BC. These are the proved parts. So you can prove very easily the midpoint theorem. Students, I think you can solve the questions, and if you feel any kind of the difficulty and doubts, please share your ideas. If the contents, the materials, the video look that it is good for you, please subscribe the channel, like the videos, and share your ideas and views. Any difficulty, contact to me, share to me, I will clarify it. And hoping this one they continue and study through online my channel theory online classes. I hoping this one I conclude my videos. Thank you.